George Lucas recently sat down with Turner Classic Movies host Ben Mankiewicz for a screening of The Empire Strikes Back in Los Angeles, and he explained how the first Star Wars movie was put into motion.
The head of Fox had heard about it, Al Ladd Jr., and he came and said, "You're really talented. I want to make a movie with you." And I said, "Well, I got this fantasy movie. It's a, sort of a soap opera, space opera. We have dogs flying spaceships and things like that. I don't care what it is. I want you to make a movie for me." Now, that in itself was something that I'd never experienced because I had to fight for years.
He had the brilliant foresight to secure sequel and merchandising rights.
I said, I want the rights to the things because I'm going to make those movies no matter what happens to this movie. And besides that, I'd like licensing. And they said, "What's licensing?" They said, "What? I never heard of that." And I said, "Well, it's, posters and T-shirts and things like that."
After completing 6 Star Wars films, Lucas stepped away from the franchise after selling the IP to Disney.
That truly is where the happiness is at home with the kids.
And the resulting Star Wars films and TV shows have been disastrous, missing the spark and charm of the original franchise.
That's enough. That's enough!
But now Lucas's much maligned prequels have been experiencing a renaissance with the successful 2024 re-release of The Phantom Menace and the current re-release of Revenge of the Sith.
I have failed you, Anakin. I have failed you. I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over.
In an interview at the time of the movie's original release, he explained,
I knew where this was all going, that in order to connect the story up, you have to go to a rather dark place, because in this one, Dad goes bad, and as a result, everybody around him feels the tragedy.
Also, in another interview from the time, he addressed the criticism of the prequels from fans of the series.
They haven't liked any of them, really, and they especially haven't liked the last 2, so,
well, exactly.
Hey, it can't get any worse.
Revenge of the Sith depicts the legendary tale of how Anakin Skywalker became Darth Vader. In its first week back in theaters, it opened on 2,800 screens and beat the Ben Affleck thriller The Accountant 2 to take the number 2 spot behind Sinners. That's impressive for a movie that's 20 years old. To celebrate the milestone, Hayden Christensen and Samuel L. Jackson surprised fans at a screening at the El Capitan Theater in Hollywood.
You all have a great time tonight, so let's sit back, relax, and may the Force be with you!
The oppression of the Sith will never return. You have lost.
Sam Jackson's friend and frequent collaborator Quentin Tarantino does not share his enthusiasm. After seeing the movie based on a recommendation from filmmaker Edgar Wright, he was left unimpressed, to put it lightly. They talked about it while recording a commentary track for the show Spaced, which often referenced Star Wars.
I think I saw you in a restaurant and you came in and you said, "I have a bone to pick with you. We just went to see Revenge of the Sith upon your recommendation. That was the biggest piece of shit I have ever seen." And I said, "I am so sorry."
I can appreciate that the first 2 are so bad that one looks good by comparison.
Wright then conceded that he must have been in a good mood when he first saw it.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
That's how a lot of Star Wars fans dealt with the prequels. They wanted them to be great so badly, they were willing to overlook any flaws. And obviously, for the unconverted like Tarantino, there would be little to like about them.
Misa back.
No, again, Jaja. You are going to the bosses. You are in big doo-doo this time.
But after the passage of time, and especially after the abysmal sequel trilogy, episodes 1 through 3 are looking better and better. One fan who has always been out and proud is intellectual provocateur Camille Paglia. She has shared her thoughts about Revenge of the Sith several times over the past few years.
Nothing has been produced, I'm serious, nothing in the last 30 years in any of the arts has been produced as emotionally compelling and significant as the finale of Revenge of the Sith.
According to Paglia, Anakin Skywalker's transformation into Darth Vader ranks among the most impressive feats in contemporary visual art.
Therefore, I think anyone who dismisses what I say about these, the sublime quality of the vision, the execution, and the emotion, the passions of that scene, really they just they don't know what I'm talking about because they haven't exposed themselves to it.
She's a true George Lucas loyalist and has no plans to ever see The Force Awakens or any of the later sequels.
It's nothing to do with George Lucas. I haven't seen it. I wouldn't dream of. When it's on TV, I'll look at it. Please. Okay. Do you think I want to sit in a theater and be tortured? Okay, by the contamination of my ideals? I'm not going to do that. No, okay.
And with that, the suns must set on this video. What are your thoughts on Revenge of the Sith? And how do you think it compares to the original trilogy and the more recent sequels? Let us know in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.